Hi, I'm Helene Cooper. I'm the author of Madam President, The Extraordinary Journey of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. It's a book about Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the president of Liberia, which is my home country. And it's also a book that looks at the first female elected president of an African country. In 2005 and 2006, Liberians had elected a woman president and doing something that, in one of what many people think of as one of the most backwards places, we had done something that still hadn't been accomplished here in the United States. It was a huge deal, and I remember feeling just so singularly proud of this moment and wanting to know what was it that got her elected. If you're gonna get elected president as a woman of a country, you kind of have to have the female vote. And that was something that Ellen Johnson Sirleaf managed in a way that Hillary Rodham Clinton did not. For several months over the course of a year, I followed Ellen Johnson Sirleaf around. I spent countless hours in the back of the car with her as she toured the country. I sat at the dinner table with her family. I was sort of a fly on the wall observing. And then I spent an enormous amount of time talking to the Liberian women who got her elected. These are women who had been raped repeatedly. These are women who had sat and watched as their children were taken and kidnapped away from them and taken into the forest. These were women who, despite everything they had been through, were still fighting and still saw something to fight for. Now, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf faced a huge number of obstacles on her road to becoming the first Democratic elected president of a country in Africa. She had been, as a child, thrown into jail several times. She had worked for different governments. She had been on the run. She had come through an abusive marriage with a husband who beat her. When she decided to run for office, she knew at the time that she was going to be doing this in a very patriarchal society where the men had concentrated all the power. What helped her, though, was the fact that the men had all the power and had completely run the country into the ground. Liberia was a mess following the Civil War. It had been through so much. There was no electricity, there was no running water. Schools had been shuttered for years. There was an entire generation of children who had seen nothing but war. And so people had almost come to the edge of the cliff and were looking into the abyss. And at that point, were ready to try something new.